Hey everybody, Brennan here. Sorry it took me a long time to blog. I've just been so busy with everything. And I also have been dealing with some personal things, but it's getting better, but it's not 100% there. So um welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, click that subscribe button. And for those of you who have loved my content and have been with me since day one, um, keep sharing, keep clicking my videos, keep doing what you gotta do if you need some more motivation. There's some things I want to talk about for for uh for January of 2024. Um, I got some new content coming your way. I'm gonna be like vlogging more, not talking vlogging, but like showing you guys my work of what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be like filming outside during the summer. I'm gonna be like doing some other stuff during the spring. Um, there's gonna be a lot of stuff I'm gonna be doing and everything like that. As far as my second channel, I'm definitely gonna start taking over doing that, you know, like just basically taking care of what I need to take up on that channel. I just thought I'd point that out. Um Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on, but that ain't my business if you know what I'm saying. So but anyway, um so I got some stuff. I also got some good news for you guys. I'm gonna be starting my shop class in February. So basically, I'm gonna be starting some new classes. Um, it's just a little program I decided to get into just to get something started right away, so I can start saving up, paying off all these loans and things of that nature. Let me see if I can give myself a good 6 to 8 months to get everything paid. I'm gonna pay off everything in one lump sum. I'm not doing no installments. I'm not doing that junk. I've already made it very clear in my last few videos. On another thing, for those of you that's graduating from college, high school, grad school, med school, law school, dental, and even vet school, any of y'all that's graduating from those little levels of education, congratulations. I wish you guys the best of luck in your endeavors. And for those of you that are doctors and lawyers and dentists and veterinarians already, just keep studying, stay prayed up, and make sure you just keep your sanity in check. That's all I'm saying. So all I'm saying is, mm, all I'm basically saying is just keep your peace and kids together. I'm just saying. So as far as new content goes, I'm gonna have some new content coming up in the near future. I will be vlogging. Well, I will be talking a lot less in front of my camera versus I'm gonna be on my camera, like literally my camera, not this one, but my camera in my bag. I'm gonna probably use that and just vlog around the city a little bit more. I might do that, but I think I'm gonna wait till like after I leave here. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna leave here or not. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. But I might probably move to another city or something. I don't know for sure. But when I do figure it out, I'll let y'all know. Uh, what else? 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 Um. Oh my goodness. Um. Another thing I want to say is well. Oh, another thing I want to say is that. Ooh, excuse me, everybody. I'm sorry. I've been sleepy these last couple of days. It's been a rough road. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a rough couple of days, y'all. But another thing I want to say is that the number one thing I wanted to say is that 2023 has been a good and a rough year for me. With everything going on personally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, everything that's been happening to me, you know, I decided to take my part in it and really apologize. Ooh, ooh, I'm too bad. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this year has been rough on everybody between food and housing and every other resources being scarce out there. It's been a rough journey. It's been a rough ride, all that stuff. All y'all gotta do is when you do this kind of stuff, you just have to basically, okay, this is basically what I'm trying to say. All crap aside, the number one thing I want you guys to understand is that just because it's been a rough year, don't mean you're gonna make it worse. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Don't work too hard. Don't hurt yourself too much. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that to yourself. Because all you're doing is making yourself tired. And remember what I said in my last video a few months ago. Stay true to yourself. If you're not that wild party animal type of person and you're very laid back, calm, cool, collected, reserved, stay that way. If you're a happy-go-lucky person, I like to party all the time. Stay true to yourself. If you stay true to yourself, I promise you, there's gonna be a bunch of people that's gonna love you too. The number one thing I want everybody to understand is this before I end this video with the next few minutes. The number one thing I want y'all to understand is that just because everything is starting to become all doesn't mean anything. You gotta do what you gotta do and make it work for you. And if anybody don't like that, like I said in my last few videos, on my Full Soul Journey playlist, if anybody don't like that, they kick rocks. It doesn't matter to me. And it shouldn't matter to you either. Make 2024 your year to do. Think of yourself as a person with nothing to lose. If you keep that mindset in your head, it's amazing what you can do. See, like with me, I'm the kind of person that has nothing to lose. I don't care about none of this other junk that's been going on these past couple months. I'm just sharing. So just think of yourself as a person with nothing to lose. You keep doing that, you'll be set. So, like I said, congratulations to anybody who's graduating from school and college and any other grad school or whatever the case is. Congratulations. That means you survived. You survived unscathed, or you survived with a few bruises, but you don't care. Now, remember my words. Think of yourself as a person with nothing to lose. Because the number one thing you want to do in life, you want to make it better. You don't want to keep on putting yourself in a predicament where you'll feel like as if your back's against the wall. You don't want to feel like that. You don't want to put yourself through that kind of headache. And I'm just being honest. And be honest with yourself. Again, it's okay to feel like you're a person with nothing to lose. It's okay to feel that way. Is life going to be harder in the long run? Absolutely. But you have to ask yourself what's more important to you. Now, remember what I told y'all. Think of yourself as a person with nothing to lose. And keep that in your head. Now, the reason why I say think of yourself as a person with nothing to lose is because you don't want to keep on giving people your time, your energy, whatever the flying fuck It's hard to not feel that way, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy staying true to yourself. Like I said in my last video, it's not that hard staying true to yourself. It's not. You have to be willing to put yourself in a position where, like I said, you got to make yourself into a person with nothing to lose. It's your year, and this is your time to shine. Don't worry about what everybody else is freaking thinking. Now, if they a parent or now if they like your family or something, then that's different. But honestly, don't worry about what they think. It's your year. You don't have to listen to anyone. Look, I understand that 2023 has been rough on everybody. Food and money and everything being scarce, everything not turning out the way you want it. It's not easy to deal with. I understand it. And I didn't understand that until I went through it myself. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is this. Okay. This will cover my head a little bit better because that spot. All I'm saying is this, y'all. All I'm saying is this. Keep yourself on the right track. If you're already on the right track, stay on it. Stay on it. Don't worry about what anybody else tells you because at the end of the day, 2024 is your year anyway, and you have to treat it as such. And if anybody don't like that, they can kick rocks. Because at the end of the day, it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's your time to do what you got to do. And again, if anybody don't like it, they can kick rocks. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's your time. You don't have to tell nobody what you're doing. You don't have to tell nobody how you feeling and about what they doing. You don't have to say anything. You work on yourself the way you want to work it. And if they don't like it, like I said, they can kick rocks. Make 2024 your year of the bargain. If God told you to make it your year, then just do it. It is hard to do what you got to do. It is hard. But you have to say to yourself, what's more important to me? Telling everybody what I'm doing or just going out there? You got to go out there and do it, like I said in that Making Your Own Hustle video. You have to do what's best for you. You don't have to tell nobody what the fuck you're doing. You don't have to flip flap and quack quack. No! Don't quack about what you're finna do. Just go out there and do it. And if they don't like it, oh well. Because let me tell you something. When you rolling in all that money, they're gonna be all up in your grill like this. And you have to say to yourself, how can I be strong enough to say no? The best way to say no to a motherfucker is to just tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not going to help you because you didn't help me when I was struggling trying to get my stuff off the ground. Where the hell were you? You have to ask the person who's begging from something from you. You have to ask them this question. Where the fuck were you when I was struggling? If you ask them that question, I guarantee you they won't eat. They either won't answer or they just won't say anything at all. Because the number one thing you have to keep in mind is that when you're making your own hustle and you finally making that kind of money you want to make, instead of depending on a job or depending on somebody else for that kind of income, you have to say to yourself what's more important. The number one thing that should be important to you is keeping your sanity intact and keeping your spirit intact. I'm just saying. We all don't have to follow nobody's rules. It's your hustle. You can do whatever the hell you want. And if nobody can accept what you're doing, they can go somewhere with that mess. Because once again, You have to keep yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about money ever again. Make your own money. Make your own rules. Do you have to depend on anybody else to make that kind of money you want for the kind of lifestyle that you want? Then you don't. Because the number one thing you have to deal with is this. People are gonna talk. People are gonna flap. People are gonna quack. They're gonna do all that. Because the main people that's hating on you are quackers. Quackers hate. Real people don't. Real folks will really support you. They ain't gotta know. You ain't gotta know they there. They don't care that you don't know them. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is seeing you in. And seeing you doing what you gotta do in order to make your dreams come true and make that shit happen. Do you think real people give a fuck about what the hell you doing? No, they don't. All they care about is one thing, and that's seeing you win. Real people will do anything they can to make things happen. And it's up to you how you want to make that lifestyle happen. Now, look, I get it. Hating as people, hating as family, hating as friends, so called, and hating as fake people, like I show y'all in the Eliminating the Past video, they always show their true colors. It's always something about people that want to hate on you, that want to show their true colors. Why do you show me your true colors when we first met? Because that's how they get you. They act fake and phony and all that dumb junk. And you know the best thing about it? They always show their ass when they don't get their way. That's the craziest thing about people. They always show their ass when they don't want to deal with the stuff that needs to be dealt with. Oops. And that's just how they are. Real people, they know that the deck is up against them. They know what's the real deal. They know what's up. But the number one thing about fake people, like I told y'all, they always show their true colors and they always figure out a way to show their ass. Does it get harder in the end? Yeah. But the number one thing you got to think about is that would you rather walk by yourself and face that path of independence? Or do you want to keep on hanging around the fake people just because you say you got somebody? Just because you have somebody doesn't mean they're going to support you. Just because you think you got somebody in your corner, don't think they're going to stay in your corner forever. Because they all going to try to figure out a way to outshine, outwork, and outplay, and out-talent you. No. Don't worry about them hating ass quackers. Screw them damn quackers. Quackers, all they do is quack. They quack like Donald Duck. And they quack even more like Daffy Duck. Now, if you watch an old Bugs Bunny cartoon or old Daffy Duck cartoon, you can always see that Daffy is always hating on Bugs for some reason. Now, that kind of cartoon will teach you all about the haters. Yeah. The only reason why Daffy Duck was even hating on Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny was making the most money. Now, that's a hater. And that's what Daffy Duck was. Daffy was a hater. But he didn't realize that until him and Bugs became friends. Now, once they became friends, all that garbage quit. They started supporting. See, Bugs supported Daffy. Daffy didn't support Bugs like that because he was too damn selfish and too self-centered. That's why he kept getting hurt. But the point is this. Watch out for your haters. They everywhere. They may be in your family. They may be in your circle of friends. All that junk. Don't worry about them trying to figure out a way. Stop trying to figure out a way to make them stop hating on you. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. So, best way to keep a hater to hate on you, keep grinding. Keep doing what you gotta do. Will there be haters next year? Yes. Will there be more haters than friends? Absolutely. The number one thing you got to keep in mind is that all these haters you got around you, don't think for 1 second that they're going to keep being cool. Don't think for 1 second they're going to stay supportive. Stop talking on the phone with a bunch of depressed, well, let me rephrase that. Stop talking on the phone with a bunch of hating ass quackers. Because all you're getting is a bunch of tears and a sore ass. That's all you're getting. Stop talking on the phone with a bunch of quackers. Every time I think about quackers, I think about the motherfuckers that I used to kick it with. Oh yes, Miss Brina had a hating ass quackers in her life too. I've had a lot of hating ass quackers. I had a hating ass ex-boyfriend. I've had a bunch of people that was jealous of me, either because of talent or looks. Now look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a very pretty girl, but the number one thing, I'm not gonna change myself for anybody. Yes, everybody, I am a tomboy. Have been since I was 13. Do I care? No. But the number one thing about me is that, yes, I am very, very sensitive when it comes to certain things. People getting sick around me, family getting hurt, losing anything that I can't lose. It's a lot of stuff I deal with. But after crying about it for a couple of days and after worrying about it and all that junk, I realized that sometimes the small things really don't mean much if you keep worrying about it. Now, I'll admit, I cried a lot this year over finances, family getting sick, me getting sick, and all that junk. But the number one thing that keeps me going is that God gives me the strength to keep pushing. And that's what you got to think in your head. Now, I watched a lot of the old wrestling from back in early 2000s, all the way up to 2015. I watched those because I realized how far things have come since those years. And then with the legends retiring like The Rock and Triple H and Batista and Jericho and Edge and all them other motherfuckers, the number one thing they learned, they knew their time was up. They knew they had to go ahead and retire. Because they're old. They can't really fight like that no more. They know if they keep fighting like that, they know they're gonna get hurt. And the older you get, the more time it's gonna take to heal. And all of them got some injuries. Batista got fractures from his skull and his rib cage and all that stuff. Triple H's head been busted so many damn times. I'm surprised the man ain't dead. Benoit was hurt so damn much. He killed his whole damn family and killed his damn self, basically. But that was a long time ago. He been gone for a little over a decade. He been gone for years. The point is this. Think of your life as wrestling. You've been wrestling for 10 plus years. You get paid a lot of money. You realize you're getting older. And you can't fight like that anymore. You can't really take steroids like that no more. You know if you keep taking steroids, it's going to hurt you in the end. And that's what was wrong with them. You think Triple H and them didn't take them damn steroids? You damn right they did. They just won't admit it. Now, if you go back to those tapes from back in 04, 05, and 06, if you go back to those, you can clearly see that they took steroids. Because there's no way in hell a man Batista's height should be that damn big. There's no way. Look closely at their body. You can tell who had steroids and you can damn sure tell who didn't. The Rock didn't take steroids until after he left. And that was what? He left in 2020? and he kept coming back and forth a couple of times. He took a little bit of steroids, but he kind of stopped after a while after he got sick. But at least somebody came to their motherfucking senses. You think Batista, Vince McMahon, and all them other motherfuckers they used to wrestle and hurt each other, you think they didn't take steroids? Yeah, they did. How can you tell? Look at their height. Batista is 6'6". He is tall as hell. And basically, he weighed about 318 pounds back then. Back in 04. He was like, what? My age at the time? First of all, you're not supposed to be exercising to the point where your veins look like they're gonna pop out of your damn body. It's not supposed to be that way. Because if you do that, you're gonna develop varicose veins. Varicose veins is a little condition where your veins look like they're gonna pop out of your damn body. And you can clearly see it. See, Triple H didn't get bigger until he left a couple of years ago. And now he a little out of shape. A little bit, not a lot. I don't know how he looks now because he really don't be on TV that much. But that's beside the point. Even his wife don't look the same as she used to. My point is this. If you want to keep your life, if you want to change your life to the point where you're okay, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, all that stuff. If you want to keep your life if you want to get your life in a whole new level, in a whole new different direction, you gotta change the way you think. It's all about how you think. Changing your mindset is like Monopoly. You may want to go on the river walk, but you gotta pay off the Broadway walk. You gotta pay that off. That's what I mean by mindset. But I'm gonna mix that in from what I'm gonna say. The reason why all those wrestlers up is because they had a different mindset than they did when they first entered. Now, The Rock been wrestling since 96. He's been wrestling for over 20 years. And the reason why I talk about him so much, because like I said, he's an inspiration to me. He came all the way from Miami, Florida, to all the way to Hollywood just to make some extra bread for his family. Now, man, the man did get a little cocky. Who the fuck wouldn't? Made all that damn bread, and you can dress good, you can talk shit, you can fuck with people. Okay. But the number one thing he realized once he got older, he realized that he can't do that shit no more. He's he's already in his 50s. Yes, he looks amazing. And no, he doesn't do that little stupid shit he used to do when he first started out. He was young, he was rambunctious, he didn't give a fuck what nobody thought about him. Well, hell, today he still don't. But the point is this. I look up to him because he did something that no other person could do when he was in his 20s. He's been wrestling since he was 18 years old. He is now 51. He's 51 now. He's been wrestling since 1996. Again, he is now 51 years old. You think it was easy for him to deal with that shit? No. All I'm saying is, y'all, is this. If you want to change the way your life is, you gotta change the way you think. If you don't change the way you think, how are you gonna expect anything to change? And that's all I'm saying, y'all. Another wrestler that left after he had after his mindset was different. Oh goodness. Uh Batista left in 2013. He been retired for a little while. He in his 50s as well. The reason why he left was because he decided that nothing was gonna change unless he changed his mindset. He was not the same guy he was when he first started wrestling. He been wrestling right around the time The Rock did. They both wrestled at the same time and they became friends after that. They had their little beef, but what wrestler didn't? Yeah, him and The Rock couldn't stand each other at first, but they realized that they were both in the exact same circles. They both struggled to get through, get to where they at. Batista's from DC. Now, them guys from DC, they're 10 times crazier than the guys from Florida. They're a little bit more, how should I put it? They're a little more out there, I should say. So, now Triple H is from Connecticut. Triple H is one of those guys where he's cool with you as long as you cool with him. And also, he's one of those type of guys that as long as he's right about everything, he ain't gonna fuck with you like that. That's just how he was. But all guys from Connecticut are like that. I don't give a fuck what part of Connecticut they from. Now he's from South Connecticut. Now those guys from South Connecticut, snobs to the core. Snobs. Greenwich, Connecticut, that's like either, oh God, I don't know what part of Connecticut that is. I think that's the northern part of the map. Completely sure. I gotta look on my map. But when I find it, I'll let y'all know. But yeah. Now Triple H, like I said, Triple H is from Connecticut. He's one of those stuck up, snobby ass motherfuckers. He's one of those guys that didn't give a fuck. It's like he had this little give a fuck light switch, and then by the time he confronted another motherfucker who thought they were better than he was, it's like he turned it down a little bit, and then he just purposely broke that bitch, and now he just didn't give a fuck. Now his give a fuck wouldn't turn back on. That's the kind of wrestler that Triple H was. What else? Who's another wrestler that I liked back then? Benoit was those kind of guys that didn't have a damn thing to lose, and he didn't care how nobody felt about him. Unfortunately, he did lose his life to suicide. His wife and his son both got killed in the process, and then he killed himself because he couldn't take that pressure. See, the number one thing about living that kind of lifestyle, you have to deal with the shit that comes along with it. The pressure, the partying, the drinking, all that crazy shit. It's a lot that comes along with that life. And nobody understands that, you know what I mean? So that's just how it was. Anybody else that I'm missing out? Oh God. Oh my gosh. Who was another one that I liked? Oh my goodness. And then there was Edge and Jericho. Them two hurt their own head so damn much. It's pathetic. Look at Big Show. That nigga was 7'3". He was damn near the same height and size as Shaq when he was playing with the Lakers back in the 90s. Now, Big Show been wrestling longer than anybody on that damn roster. He's one of the most oldest wrestlers out there. Him, Undertaker, who was the other cat? Randy Savage, and all them other people. They all been wrestling together in that same little bracket. They've been wrestling since I was a little girl. Now, one thing about Big Show, he did go through a lot as well, but he had to retire because of some family stuff. So he's retired now. These wrestlers retired because they had a different mindset. They realized that, yeah, okay, I wrestled for a long time. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I'm ready. I'm just ready to go home and rest. That's all they're doing. They're taking a rest break. Rock does voiceovers for cartoons now. I think Batista is either acting or he's writing books. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Undertaker decided to just leave the celebrity life alone altogether and just live a quiet life back in Texas. That's what he's doing. Stone Cold had to leave because he was getting too controversial in their opinion. No, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the one that didn't give a fuck about what nobody thought about him. He was one of those Texas motherfuckers that just didn't give a shit. He just didn't give a fuck, period. There was no switch in Stone Cold. He didn't care about what nobody thought. That was the thing. And the reason why I liked him so much was because he had a lot of street cred and a lot of respect. But unfortunately, he had to retire because he was also getting older and he was getting hurt. By the time Stone Cold left, he was nearing 60. He was damn near 60 when he left. But he had to leave because the new wrestlers was coming in like John Cena and Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Jr. and then Triple H and Stephanie's kids was coming in. It was a lot. The old timers had to leave to make room for the new cats coming in. There's a lot of Thundercats that's in wrestling nowadays. Now, the one thing I can say about these old wrestlers, they they was a little bit too much. They did do a little bit too much when it came to certain things. But the number one thing I can say is that that's the one sport that I like that they just that they all did. The number one thing I liked about the wrestling from back in the day, they did their own kind of wrestling. They hit each other with their own, and they literally hit each other. They will literally hit each other. It ain't shit like it is now. See, wrestling now is ice cream and cake compared to the early 2000s and early 2010s. And I'm talking about from 2010 all the way up to 2015. I'm talking about those first 5 years. Now, from 1998 all the way up to 2015, that's when shit was real. And I mean, them wrestlers really hated each other. There were times Stone Cold and Triple H wanted to kill each other. There was times that Batista and The Rock wanted to kill each other. And everybody really couldn't stand the McMahon family. I don't like them. Even though, well, now let me rephrase that. Now, see, what I didn't like about that show was the McMahon family. Vince had his head so far stuck up his ass. It was like a damn freight train can run through that motherfucker. And then you had Shane McMahon. He was the most cockiest son of a bitch that walked in wrestling. And I was on period. And his sister? Oh, that little spoiled ass little princess, she wanted no damn better. She thought because her daddy and her mama owned WWE or whatever the hell, well, WWF back then, just because they owned it, she figured she could do whatever the fuck she wanted. But when Linda gave her the business, it's like, first of all, you don't slap your mama. I don't give a damn how much she pissed you off. You don't do that. That's when she lost all respect and her street cred. Because she had tons of street cred and tons of respect before she slapped her mama. Now, after she slapped her mama, she lost her sense of fashion, her street cred, and her respect. Shane never had any street cred and any respect. Nobody liked him. He was too damn arrogant. He was too damn cocky calling himself the Giant Killer. Negro, you more like the Giant Joke. And I'm just being real. Now, the only McMahon I liked was the owner herself, Mrs. Linda McMahon. She was the only one I liked. She was normal. If anybody knew anything about wrestling, it was her. If anything, her and The Rock should have ruled that motherfucker. He came from a whole family of wrestlers. His great granddaddy used to wrestle back in the 40s. Granddaddy wrestled in the 60s. Pops wrestled in the 70s and the 80s. He didn't take over until after his pops retired back in 91. And every time he had a wrestling match, guess who was there to support him? His grandmother. Mom and Pops decided to watch back in Florida. Now that's what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm saying that to say this. Life is like wrestling. You have to make a choice. Do you want to kick life's ass? Or you want to keep letting life beat the hell out of you? Just think of it like that. there's gonna be a lot of bumps and slits and scrapes and a lot of gashes along the way. But you have to say to yourself, which one would you rather do? Would you rather get rid of it, or would you rather deal with it? And that's all you have to think in your head. That's how you gotta think of your hustle. Think of it as if you were in a wrestling match. Now they had a lot of pay-per-view events back then. No Way Out, Hell in the Cell, Vengeance, um, oh God, Judgment Day, Backlash, SummerSlam, and all other crazy stuff. Now there's still a lot of wrestlers in there that used to wrestle back in the early 2000s. I mean early 2010s, and they still there, like that whack ass Booker T and all them other motherfuckers. Now I admit Booker T was not the world's most loved wrestler because he kept thinking he was like the McMahons. Negro, your ass ain't why you just a damn nigga. You just a nigga with a lot of money. See, that's why he lost his street cred. He keep thinking he was like them. There, you a European. You're a black motherfucker. No! And that's basically what everybody was trying to get Booker T to see. Bro, you are not a damn white bread. You a black motherfucker. You're just a black motherfucker with a lot of damn money. And the only reason why wrestlers back then, some of them, not all of them, the reason why Triple H and Booker T and all them other motherfuckers kept kissing Stephanie's ass because she kept sleeping with him. See, she lost my respect after she got rid of Test. Test was a real dude. He loved her. He wanted to marry that girl, have babies with her, all kind of shit. But when she left him to be with Triple H, she lost her street cred and she lost her respect. I liked her. She was actually one of the most nicest females. But when she got with Triple H, she got cocky. That's why her daddy and her mama cut her off. You don't leave a wonderful motherfucker. You don't leave a wonderful guy to be with a stupid bastard. You don't do that shit. Everybody kept thinking, oh, he just cheated on. Test did not cheat on that girl. He never slept with anybody. He never got with another bitch. He was actually gonna leave wrestling just to be with her. Did she accept that? No. So what are these wrestlers doing now? They're all doing their own hustles. Some of them decided to open up their own businesses. Businesses are still being ran. Some of them decided to start their own hustles. And they still going strong. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is this. You gotta do what you gotta do to make things happen. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Cause like I told y'all in those last few videos, you ain't gotta tell nobody nothing. It ain't their business what the fuck you gonna do. It ain't their business. Like I told y'all, make this your make next month your year. 2023 is your year. You have the next 12 months, 365 days, and 1 year to figure out what you're going to do. And when you figure out what you're going to do, just do it. You ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't gotta give nobody a rundown of what the hell you gonna do. You ain't gotta do shit. You just figure out what you're gonna do and just go out there and just do it. We lost a lot of good people. A lot of good people. Because they was either trying to say some things or they was really, really sick. So I'm gonna tell y'all the exact same advice I tell anybody. Don't worry about the small stuff. That's what God is for. You have to trust and believe He's going to help you make things happen. You think God didn't have His own problems dealing with them folks in the Bible days? Yeah. There was a whole lot of things that people did back then that pissed God off. You think God ain't pissed? God is pissed. And that's another thing I wanted to say. We don't pray enough. We don't ask God for guidance. We always want to go to God when we're in trouble, but when we're happy and carefree, we don't say shit. I'm guilty of that myself. But I'm learning over time not to do that anymore. I'm not gonna cry in this video like I did in that last one because I gotta take that video down. I really do. But anyway. So I got some announcements before I end this video out. Learn who you are. Ask yourself what it's worth to you. Is it worth everything you have, or is it partial? Do you want to make things happen, or you want to keep on making excuses? You have to decide that for yourself. Sometimes you got to make a decision about what type of things you want to do in this life. Life is something we don't take seriously, or we don't take lightly. It's like getting married. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're getting yourself into until you get to know that person better. Sometimes you can spend your whole life with a person and you still don't know who they are, and that's just reality. Things don't tend to work out the way we want them to because we don't take the time to make it happen, and that's just real. We don't take time to get to know anything. Life is full of mystery, guys. But you have to say to yourself what's more important to you. Look, I may be just some female that's burning her damn, or excuse me, quacking her mouth, but I'm talking from experience. It took me a long time to get to this point. Yes, I've been crying a lot lately because I was worried about my mother. But now that I know she's doing better, now I can be calm. Now I can be cool and collected. I'm trying not to worry so much, but sometimes I can't help it. But I'm starting to realize that I need to finish what I started. I can't give you guys advice and I'm not taking my own advice. That's stupid. So lately, what I've been doing is studying these books right here. I've been studying my books down here, all that stuff. I've been studying. Like, I've been studying on anatomy and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff I've been doing lately, guys. So, basically, what I'm saying is this. You have to learn how to ask yourself what's more important. Now, I get it. It is hard to make that kind of deal. But you gotta know when to say enough is enough. You can't keep worrying about the same dumb crap and think things are gonna keep working out in your favor. It ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. So now, the number one thing I've always noticed about people is that when they're working on their talents, their dreams, their goals, whatever the flying freak, they don't take the time to work on it. Now, I've been working on mine the last couple of days. And Sometimes it does get harder, but you have to bear in mind what it is that you want to do. Now, with me, like I said, I'm studying to become a doctor. I'm not gonna let nothing or anybody else stop me from making that dream happen. I've been dreaming about becoming a doctor since I was a little girl. And it's not because I want to earn money or earn this and that. I just want to do what's best for myself. I can film, I can draw, and I can write all day long. But working on becoming a doctor is one of the most biggest pleasures in life. You have to ask yourself what's more important to you. Let your talent and your dreams pay for things. Don't worry about the small stuff. It's not worth it. Don't worry about the small stuff. You have to stay true to yourself. You have to ask yourself what's more important to you. Will it get easier? That depends. You have to ask yourself what's more important. Don't worry about all that other junk. Guys, I know it's been hard out there. But you have to risk everything that you so-called knew about when it comes to your talent. You have to risk everything that people ever said to you or their opinion. You have to risk all of it just to make that happen. Now, I'm risking everything I know is about medicine. I mean, I'm talking about the stuff I've learned from Dr. Mike and Dr. Kevin Jabal, all that stuff. They all went to universities to get their pre-medicine degree. Kudos. I'm going on our traditional route. I'm going to learn everything I can to become a doctor, and I'm going to learn it on my own. There was a person who was homeless for a very long time. Mom's kicked her out when she was a teenager. She was living out on the street. You know what she's doing now? She's a Harvard Law School graduate with a law degree. And she never went to a regular university. She learned about law on her own. She's a retired judge from Kansas. I forgot her freaking name, but when I found out about her story, that really inspired me. Maybe I should make a story about myself. From undecided to doctor. Maybe I'll teach people what to really do. You can write books all day long. You can make money all day long. But if you don't discover what's in here and in here, how are you going to know anything? And I'm just saying. Don't worry about what everybody else is thinking. That's their problem. That's got nothing to do with you. Do what you got to do. You can't worry about the small shit. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. It really ain't going to help you. Guys, look. For those of you who want to go into the healthcare field, go for it. You think there's a lot of people that went through all that training, all that schooling? You think they give a damn about what people thought? No. Okay, there are going to be people out there that's going to call you a nerd. There's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to call you boring because they want to go partying and drinking and doing stupid junk while you decided to work on your dreams and goals. You think people gonna give a fuck about what the fuck you're doing 5, 10 years from now? They're gonna be coming back into you for a job. Not the other way around. You think the motherfuckers gonna give a fuck about what the fuck you're doing? No. Because 5, 10 years from now, while you doing what you had to do in order to make your dream happen, and you living your best life, and you working, you praying, you doing everything you can to keep your sanity. And what's the other person that used to tease you and say you'll never amount to anything, this and that, and third? You know what they're gonna be doing? They're gonna be begging on the street and begging you for a job. I tell my friends this all the time. They will complain, but Brenda, everybody don't call me a nerd, and they gonna call you Mr. and Mrs. Moneybags by the time you get done. I have a friend who's going through pre-dental right now. She's a pre-dental major, majoring in biology. She talks to me almost maybe once or twice a week because she's so busy. She will tell me the same thing. But Brenda, if I do this major, everybody gonna call me a nerd. Who the fuck care? Because while you study to become a dentist, orthodontist, whatever, periodontist, it doesn't matter. While you're studying to become to become a doctor for the teeth and the mouth, while you're studying all that, you know what everybody else is gonna be doing? They're gonna be sitting back, ha and kiki and all that dumb junk. And you know what they're gonna be doing? 5 years from now, they're not even gonna be able to find that job. And I'm just being real. You think they gonna give 2 fucks about what the fuck you doing? No. You think they gonna give a fuck about what you're doing? No. They're not gonna care. You have to put yourself in a mindset of, man, I don't care what the fuck happens. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. You have to keep that mindset in mind. You have to. It's up to you. You hold the cards. You hold the keys. You hold the keys to your life. God is just the pathway to get to that point in your life where everything's good and gravy. That's what God is for. God is for taking you there. God helps you get there. You don't want to have to open up that door. You think opportunity gonna do this? No. Opportunity don't come knocking. You have to go out there and create your own opportunities. I found out online you can study pre-medicine on your own. You don't need college for that. But you can gain some experience along the way. I'm thinking about becoming an EMT paramedic. I'm thinking about it. That'll help me gain more experience before I even hit medical school. Now, I admit, medical school is very, very expensive. It will cost between 50 to maybe $100,000 for 4 years. Because see, you got to think about it. Your preclinical years is based in the classroom. Your clinical years is based in the hospital. You got to split up both. Now, guys, another thing I want to say to y'all is that for the ones who wants to become a doctor, check this out. If you want to become a doctor completely on your own and not worry about what the fuck everybody else is talking about, just go out there and do it. And when you get that done, you'd be surprised about what you can do. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry it's been a little longer than I thought. It's been an amazing year. I didn't vlog that much this year because I've been so busy with working and going to school, but I'm not going to do that anymore. There's a lot of things I've been neglecting lately. But I decided to just make it happen. Guys, look. You want to make things happen for your dreams and goals? Just do it. Don't worry about what nobody's saying. Don't worry about what nobody's talking about. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying to you. Don't worry about how they feel about you. Don't worry about that. Because the minute you worry about that, you're making yourself nuts. And I'm just being honest with y'all. You're making yourself insane. Don't do that, because all you're doing is making yourself nuts. You're gonna turn yourself into a crazed motherfucker. You don't want that on your head. You don't want that kind of thing on your head. You don't want it. It's okay to work on things by yourself. You actually can do that. Because that's what I'm planning on doing when I get through this video. Now, let's say if you do decide to study pre-medicine on your own. Let's say you decide to do that. You have to keep yourself sane. You think everybody's going to give a fuck about what the fuck you doing? No. But keep this in mind. When you make things happen, that's when you know how strong you are. The number one thing I've learned about from lawyers, doctors, judges, CEOs of hospitals, owners of their own dental office and things of that nature. What I've learned from doctors, lawyers, and dentists, you know what I've learned from them? You never know how strong you are until you get in that little pressure cooker. And you know what most doctors would tell me? The hardest year in medical school is the third year. All of them told me that. Lawyers, their hardest year, the second year. Dentists, fourth year. When I asked them how did they survive all that, they told me that one spirit has helped them throughout their whole journey. And that's the Lord Himself. You never know how strong you are until you get to that breaking point. One thing about doctors, when they get to that breaking point, you know what I'm saying? When I get to that breaking point, they don't realize how strong they are until they get there. And that's what you got to keep in mind. You have to ask yourself, how much further I got to go? See, when you're in medical school, you have to figure out how strong you are. See, your first 2 years ain't that bad because you're in a classroom. But between third and fourth year and your first year of training, you never know how strong you are until you get there. And I'm just being real, folks. You have to understand, it's not about how you do things. It's about it is about how you do things, and then about how to get it done. You'll never know how strong you fucking are until you get that goddamn pressure cooker. And I don't care what level of schooling you're in. You could be a damn grad student. Always remember who you are. Never stray away from that. Stay true to yourself. If you stay true to yourself from what's in here and in here, you'll be fine. You'll be set. But as a person who knows what kind of person she is, you have to understand. Sometimes you just have to go with that pressure cooker and you have to put yourself strong enough to handle that pressure. Because you don't know how strong you are until you get to that pressure cooker. I know I'm a strong person, but I think the real test of faith doesn't really gonna hit me until I hit medical school. But I'll be okay. You have to realize that not everything's gonna be all cotton candy and rainbows. You think this life is gonna be easy? Think again. You think they're going to make it easier for you to become a doctor, a lawyer, or even a dentist, or even a veterinarian? Nope. Because one thing about medical, law, dental, and vet school, one thing about them four schools, they are not going to take it easy on you. They's going to be all over your back. And that's why I'm saying you got to study. You got to study. You got to do your own research papers. You got to do all this and that. You have to say to yourself, what the fuck is more important? Like I said, you don't know how strong you are until you get to your third year in medical school. You don't know how strong you are as a pre-law student until you get to law school. You're not going to know how strong you are as a dental student until you get to dental school. You're not going to realize how strong of a vet you are until you get to veterinary school. It's a lot you have to go through. But see, when it comes to medical, law, dental, and vet school, you got to trust the process. To become a vet, it takes 8 years. To become a dentist, 8 years. Lawyer, 7 years. Medical school, it depends. With medicine, it depends on what type of specialty you're going into, because like I said, you don't know how strong you are until you get there. Film school, it only takes a year. And you don't know how strong you are until you have to go out there and film. Art school, same thing. You don't know how strong you are as an artist until they pressure you into drawing stuff that's going to bring out that inner artist in you. Unleash your inner self. You have to embrace the new you and bury the old you. I didn't realize how strong I was until 2 days ago. That was a test of my faith on Friday. That was a test yesterday. That was the longest, hardest test I've ever had in my life. I didn't know how strong I was until yesterday. Yesterday was the camel that was the straw that broke the camel's back. When I was crying, that lets me know that I was a real person. But I also had to realize that I'm not that same girl anymore. The old Sabrina is gone. I buried her back in 2011. I didn't realize how strong I was, y'all. I thought I was weak. But I guess I wasn't. You know how hard it is to figure out how strong you are? It's hard. You know what I mean? So, basically what I'm saying is, for January 2024, find out how strong you are. And you'll know how to go from there. I appreciate you guys listening to my video once again. I'm sorry it's taking me a little longer to vlog. Again, all new content, all new motivational speaks, and all the rest of that good stuff. I will vlog again on the 30th of this month. That's when I'll vlog again. I gotta get ready for these new classes. I gotta get ready to study pre-med and everything else, and study to take the MCAT and all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff I gotta do. You have to understand that as long as you know how strong you are as a person, you'll never understand. Now, don't think for 30 seconds that you strong as fuck when it comes to anything in any type of situation. Like I said, you do not know how strong you are until you get to that point. And that's just real. I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, comment, like, share, subscribe, and slap that notification bell when you know I'm going to go live or upload. And as always, have a good rest of y'all year. And I will see you guys in 2024. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I'll see you guys on the 30th of this month to do another motivational speech. And other than that, enjoy the rest of your December. Happy holidays to you guys. And I'll see you guys after Christmas before New Year's. I'll see you guys then. Y'all have an amazing night. And I'll see y'all on the 30th. Bye now.